Hi, I'm Jim Daly for PalaceFanTV here at the Ball Street Studios with Palace legend Ian Wright. Ian, how you doing?
How you doing, my man?
Good. Thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
So you're here promoting your one more game, which is you back at Wembley, which is of course your famous place for scoring 2 goals for Palace. Yes. So in your one more game, are you going to come off the bench and score twice?
No, I'm going to start the game. I'm going to try and play as long as I can because obviously ankle permitting, but. Yeah, I'm going to just go out there and just try and relish it because it's going to be the last game I ever play in. It will be brilliant. It's going to be brilliant simply because the first time I played there was obviously the 1990 FA Cup final, which it does go down as my greatest day. I know it took me 70 minutes to get on there, but once I got on there, I don't think I've ever replicated the feeling I had when I scored that goal because what it meant, and especially what the Palace fans done for that final. The balloons and everything, it was amazing. So yeah, it's gonna be fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to everybody who's been involved and the players that we've chosen to be there.
Speaking of the players, are there going to be any ex-Palace pros, and are we going to see Wright and Bright linked up again up top?
No, unfortunately, simply because Mark's just had his hip done, so he will not be able to partake. But it's one of those where what we're trying to do, instead of turning it into all the old kind of guys I played with, so it's just who's who, oh he's playing, just getting people on Twitter who've got involved in one more game, who just want to come and play and just get involved. So that's how we're choosing it, because I do want to make it more about the Twitter followers. That's why I done it, for getting to 1 million, and for them coming to me and having such banter on Twitter. Like I say, where the strangers have become friends and stuff. And so once we got to the 1 million, you've got to say thanks to Vauxhall. For them to get Wembley was, for us, you know what I mean, it's amazing. And obviously Ball Street helping to pull it all together, it's been brilliant. The feedback on social media and when the guys who are already in, when they get somebody else come in, and the camaraderie in there, it's just a beautiful thing to see.
And people can get involved in #OneMoreGame, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of ex-Palace players, Alan Pardew back at Palace now. Super out, smashing it as Palace manager. Did you always see that in him?
Well, he was always very vocal in the dressing room in his views on what he thought, and when we was on the training ground doing shadow play or whatever he was doing, he was always somebody who would contribute to what was going on. So I didn't think that he would be as good as he's been. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? To the point where he's got. They were talking about him for England manager at one stage, and they will do again. No doubt about that. If Graham Taylor can do it, I'm sure Alan Pardew can. And I'm just pleased that, to see your mate go through what he went through at Newcastle, and, when you're in the media and I'm doing television and radio, and, you're just trying to make sure that you stick by him, so he's got the support on there as well, where people were slaughtering him and he hadn't done anything wrong really, apart from try to do his best for Newcastle. And I think that now, they won't admit it, but they're embarrassed by the fact that the way they were, Alan Pardew, sackpardew.com and all that rubbish. What he's doing now at Palace and what he's going to continue to build at Palace, whatever Newcastle say, I believe they've got to continue to slide away before they come back, because they had a manager who could have built that club.
Well, he's back home now. He's back where someone loves him. Do you think he could even take Palace to that early 90s team that you were in, to the success they had?
I think that's what his plan will be, because I feel he's building a team on pace and power and athleticism, tempo. I think that maybe a left back's needed, and maybe another centre half and a striker to go with Zaha and Balassi. And I feel that he is going to build a team that's going to try and replicate the way we were, the intensity of how we were. Because we frightened teams with our athleticism, and we had it in all departments. We had defence, we had midfield, and we had forwards, and we had pace and power in all of those departments. And I think that's what Alan's going for. And with Steve Parish, dear friend, he's brilliant. For what he's done for Palace up to this point, and it's taken him a little while to get to it. I think he's got there. He got a lot of stick off of the back of Tony Pulis, and at some stage we'll see that unravel. And I'm sure that Steve Parish won't be to blame for that, but for me, him and Pardew is a perfect mix.
Who do you enjoy watching in this current Palace team?
Balassi and Zaha when they're going. I think that I'm just pleased that Zaha's back where he's loved as well. He's somebody that needs that cuddle. He needs an arm around him. He's got unbelievable ability. Balassi the same, you know what I mean? He's somebody that he's got unbelievable skills. What you do is start to make sure that he realises where he's going to do it. You don't need to beat a player to get it in the box. Then if Palace buy a player who knows, right, if Yannick gets past him, that's coming in. If Wilfred gets past him, that's coming in. That gives you the edge on the defender. And then all of a sudden, Palace are going to cause problems in the Premier League.
Good stuff. Now we've got a few questions from Twitter. Right. Freddie Spencer says, what was your favourite goal in a Palace shirt?
I think I scored a nice goal against Brighton, man. The game had about 5 penalties and I can't remember how many, but I remember Gary O'Reilly just knocked one down the left-hand side and I just smashed it in from the left-hand side outside the box. I think that was a really nice goal for me.
Good stuff. Will Scholar says, who's your favourite upcoming young talent in the Premier League right now and why?
Favourite upcoming talent? I think that, you know, Harry Kane's emergence, obviously. You know, you can't look past him at the minute the way he's been going. I think that someone like Raheem Sterling as well. You have to look out Ross Barkley. You know, people like that. And I think Yannick is someone else you have to keep out. Not just because I'm on Palace TV, but I think that he's got so much potential, so much pace and power, and he's got the right manager to channel it. I think that he could be a problem. But I think you have to say Harry Kane right now for the way he's blasted through.
Good stuff. And the last question is from Famous CPFC, which I don't think is their real name. He says, how did it feel when the Palace fans sang your name at Dover away this season in the FA Cup?
Oh, mate, I can't. Honestly, it was fantastic because obviously being Palace fans, we had our bad times, and it was something that, you know, I tried to clear it up a few times, but I'd like to try and clear it up now. Is that because they talk about when I kissed the Arsenal badge, and that was away in the cup, and what was happening is that when someone daubed Judas on my mum's wall, I just couldn't forgive him. I couldn't forgive him for that. And as much as it's something that you say, you just have to get on with it. And I felt that the only thing to do to make them realise how much they really hurt me was to do something like that. Now, I apologise for that. I did apologise for that. But the fact is that a lot of Palace fans don't know that. You know what I mean? And they sang terrible songs about me. I never ever knew I was going to Arsenal. That literally happened one Monday. I went into training and I was told that they've accepted a bid for me. And then, you know, to get that sort of stuff to the point where they're writing on your mum's wall, your house, and that really hurt me. That hurt me. And so, you know what I mean? When I played that game for Jeff Thomas, remember I came back and we played Man United at Selhurst Park, I just wanted them to know that, you know what I mean, I love Palace fans and I always will love Palace fans. And I know that they get the ump with my Arsenal allegiance at the moment. But my Arsenal allegiance. But the fact is that I will always love Palace simply because what they done for me and the chance they gave to me. And that's why I remember, I think I swapped shirts with Attilio Lombardo and I put it on, and on the way off I kissed the badge just to let them know that, you know what I mean, love is going to be there forever.
And that's all in the past now.
Of course it's in the past, and you could see that with the Dover fan. Remember, I was sponsored by the away supporters coach #1 for most of my Palace career. So, you know what I mean, I've always going to have a lot of love for them, because when you looked in the programme, when you started out and you didn't have a sponsor, kind of like, no sponsor. So I remember getting the away supporters sponsored me, and I think they supported me for most of my time at Palace, and I really, really appreciate that.
Good stuff. Well, listen, mate, best of luck with the one last game. Is it really the last game ever?
Without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt, Dales. I'm not going to play it. To be honest, it's going to be a struggle for me to even play at that one, and the mere fact that I'm playing at Wembley is what's going to drag my carcass across the pitch. So that's why I'm going to be out there. But it will be the last football match I ever play.
Good stuff. Well, thanks for joining us on Palace Fan TV. Cheers.
It's a pleasure to be here.